You know, I've heard, since I've lived back here, a lot of people consider my senior year team maybe the greatest team that's ever played at KU, even though we didn't win a championship. And that feels good, but as I've always said, the proof is in the pudding. We didn't get any rings. We didn't win it, so I can't say that we were the best team that ever played here. But it does feel good to be a part of a team that had 4 first-round draft picks that also played 10 years plus in the NBA. One of us is still playing, that's Paul Pierce. That's an amazing thing, and to be a part of, to be able to say I played with Paul Pierce in college and in the pros was a very special thing that you know, that gives me credibility. It didn't start with us. Kansas basketball has been great for many years. I'm just one of those people that when I got here, I didn't understand it. I was coming from San Diego. I didn't know about the tradition here. I didn't know about the border war. I didn't know about what it's like to be involved in a family, that the tradition that's involved in Kansas basketball. So as I grew here and became a man, I learned about that. And I learned about the tradition, and I learned how I was just one of those people that was blessed to be able to be a part of it and help transition it to the next guy behind me and help them understand the tradition and help them understand the weight that is on their shoulders when they put the jersey on, as it says Kansas on the front of your jersey. That is something that's special.
Court to Pollard, streaking back door. He goes up and under and gets it to go. Scot Pollard with the reverse.
You know, that Legends game last September, I got to be a part of, even though I'm nowhere near a legend. But I was lucky to be asked to play in that, and I said absolutely, I would love to be considered a legend even if for 5 minutes. But running out of that tunnel, 16,000 strong, again, was one of the greatest basketball moments in my life. And I've done a lot of things. I've played a lot of basketball in my life. I played for about 30 years if you count when I started playing. And I've had a lot of great moments on basketball courts as a teammate of the great ones or as just winning a lot of basketball games. But that running out of that tunnel is special. There's nothing like it in the world. And I know that everybody that was in that Legends game felt that way, because we were all in the back locker room back there going, are you kidding me? Look at this. This is unbelievable. I mean, we were in the locker room before that, and I thought some of the younger guys were just going to be, you know, whatever, big deal. You know, this Legends game. I just came back because I wanted to play, and Coach Self invited me. Every single guy in that locker room was just geeked to be there. We were so impressed that this many people showed up for a charity game.
Collison behind the back to Pollard, and a one-hand dunk thrown down by Planet Pollard.
And when I got to play with Jayhawks in the NBA or against Jayhawks in the NBA, we always came over and said hi. Whether we played together here or not, it was always, hey Jayhawk, rock chalk, before the game or after the game. And that's something, again, you'd see 2 guys that played at UCLA on opposing ends of the court or on the same team. Nothing, no bond there. They didn't play together. There was no bond. And I've seen that time and again in my NBA career where a lot of guys' alma mater, they really don't care. It was just a matter of that was where I went before I got here. It's a good thing I'm retired from the NBA, because this story actually shouldn't be told, but I'm going to tell it anyway. I had surgery on my ankle, and Boston Celtics trainer said, well, we don't want you traveling because you swell up, so we want you to stay here and do rehab. And I said, well, my college team's in the Final Four this weekend. I'm going to go watch them. If I can't go with the Celtics, I'll go there. And the trainer said, I didn't hear that. So I actually flew to San Antonio from Boston and went to the Final Four. I got to see the North Carolina game. Loved watching that game. What a great game that was. And then I got to see the actual national championship game in person. I shouldn't have been there. I should have been in Boston rehabbing my ankle. My justification was I was out for the year anyway. Once a couple days of swelling up to go see my Jayhawks win a national championship, and boy, it was worth it. A lot of former teammates were there that we were just so excited because, as I said earlier, my team was one of the ones that fell short of that goal, and everybody picked us to be the national champions. So, you know, I went up to Coach Self after the game and I just said, you know what, you just won the Jayhawk, you just won a national championship for us, for everybody that never won one. Coach, you just won one for us, so thank you. When I first started broadcasting, it was towards the end of my NBA career, or when I was hurt. Some teams would let me do a broadcast with their team that was on TV. I used to do radio shows in some of the cities, and some other cities I would do part of TV shows. And like in Boston, I did this thing called Planet Pollard on the Celtics Now program, and they're all over YouTube, and people in Boston really loved them. And I just go out and do kind of wacky, zany things. I've always enjoyed being in front of the camera, so that part was easy. But the mental part of going from player to media person, that was is the biggest transition. I'm still going through it. As I broadcast that Missouri game last Saturday, I lost it. At the end, I was completely unprofessional because the athlete took over, and I was just so excited to be in the building and so excited to be a part of that game. I completely lost my professional side, and the commentary at the end of the game, I'm sure if you saw it, was not exactly objective and direct and professional. It was a little bit biased towards those Jayhawks. I try to learn all the time, and I think that's why people perceive me as some crazy guy, because I'm not afraid to try things. But it's in the mind frame of I want to learn about it. I want to do that because I want to see if it fits. And there is that public persona that is much more crazy than than I really am. I'd like to think anyway. And I'm not saying I'm not a little different, but I'm a father of 3. I raise my kids, and I think I'm pretty good at it. And I'm a very committed father. And I just want, to make sure my kids experience life and enjoy life, and not be afraid to try something different or do something different or do something they feel like is what they want to do, because you only get one go around. This isn't practice. This is game time, baby. So I guess that's what makes me me, is I'm not afraid to try something.